a subliminal pursue kwa particular. What you wish you are is what we are. Kila mara kushock the culture, jadisha how deep you are, how sick you are.
Niaje sana kwa sana EP reviews. Karibu sana kwa another EP review. Najua the setting is different. Najua if you are a real fan, unlike other people on your just exist ama serial fans, hii setting kwako si kitu mpya. It's been a while since tufanye an EP ama an album review on Zoom. The last time tulifanya had the band, Simple Man, Victoria Gishora, Had to Soul, Watendawili na Ethan, Love Language na Yaba, Rumba Ken ama Rumba Kane as Mosoti would say. But the last time tulifanya a session of a Zoom ilikuwa review ya Hakali Cartel na review ya Pull Up ya King Kaka. Najua yako ukumbuki.
Aduna nakumbuka hiyo nini Kali Cartel.
Ilikuwa mara ya mwisho tulifanya hizi videos over Zoom. So shukran for joining another EP review. Tuko hapa as the video inasema kureview EP ya Jemedari inaitwa Suits and Mics. Tukifanyanga hizi reviews za criteria, iko na aspects tatu: production na musicality, concept na idea, and the content and themes of a project. Irabuka, unatuambia vile uli feel kuhusu Suits and Mics? I think tuweka mid session kama tumevaa suti. Tungekuja kama tumedunga masuti for this review. Wewe uko na masuti kadhaa?
Yani kadhaa. Ati kadhaa. Niko na moja.
Na konanga tu kiendanga kwa ma events na masuti zenye huwa hujatualika.
Nyinyi hamna masuti.
Kuna suti hapa ni venye hii ni suti. Hii ni suti.
Usijali, next time nakusema kwa hizo event tuende.
Ulifilaje kuhusu Jemedari, an artist who's been in the industry for quite some time? He's been here for a very long time. Amefanya kazi na wasanii wengi. Amefanya kazi na wasanii wengi na Flag 42 predominantly. Also a voice over artist, a live performer, na amedrop another project which I think ina follow Kaya that came out maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Tuambie.
So Suits and Mics, track 1 ilianza hivi, hiyo story ya Easy, na ni sort of like a love thing. It took me out of the project kwa sababu the project is titled Suits and Mics. And then so like that immediately ikanitoa kabisa. So your track ya kwanza, the writing, anasema tuko connected kama souls ziko tethered. Like why use a simile when ungesema tuko connected and then utoyo kama ikwe souls ziko tethered, ibaki tu hivyo. Ingekuwa a stronger sentence
Lyric
than tuko yes, lyric. Ngatafutia jina kwa kichwa. Clearly siko connected mimi.
Nimekuteza.
Ikanipatia mazejo. Ikanipatia the impression of like the writing, like it felt unedited. Ni kama haku go through ku tighten up the writing. Nilipenda yo easy hook. Na nika find the scheme akianza was basic. Track ya pili nilifind the beat ilikuwa sick, ilikuwa na like an old school soul type feel. Sijui kama na make sense. Like like this project had very nice beats. Like ningependa kujua the producer of the EP. The beats were nice. The mix, I found the mixing really ilikuwa intentional in terms of kwanza vile imemixwa na the way Jemedari ana rap towards it. Although now na feel hata before ni come to the whole thing, the writing really lets down the music production, because the music production is elite. Nilipenda the jazzy sound sana, nilipenda sana. Jemedari alikuwa na go for like a story type rap, like ile anapiga story, and then ilikuwa he could have done so much more, like though hakuwa na any technicality in his rapping. That track, the beat again, and the keys, ile keys alikuwa sikia ana yeah. And then track ya 4 nilipenda sana Chemutei bila come on, yeye ndo alidominate the song throughout after that. Like I enjoyed that, na nilipenda vile Chemutei ingia into like some rap kiplani, like ilimpatia Beyonce type ama Kelly Rowland type, like ilimpatia such a vibe in terms of like your vile alifanya the chorus, then akaendelea. The 5th song nilipenda the hook, it had a nice hook. Hiyo ya 6 now sami nilifeel Suits and Mics ilianzia track 6. Like na feel all the other tracks were fillers. I did not feel the Suits and Mics, because the titling of the album of the EP coming in a go together with what nimesikia from track 1 to track 5. So track 6 vile anaanza na hiyo ya falling, hiyo the description of falling, and then I do have gripes with the writing hiyo track 6, because kuna vile anasema na fall into depression, fall into like kuna vile the falling metaphor that like angeitai better, na pia falling in love with himself, falling in love with art nini, but nilipenda that concept, na nilipenda hiyo akiexpressivo. Sasa my opinion is niko na feel with that track, that should have been the first track, and then angebuild from there. Angebuild from there, and this kwanza akibuild from there, so I build around the nini Suits and Mics, because anasema vile ajakuwa in the game, ametoka nini, unajua like all those things, and then as hizo vitu alimention angezipea each a track zingekuwa kama 3-4 tracks, like hizo vitu alimention, the things he was falling into, then sasa vile ameweza kufall now vile na fall back in love, like, and angeexplore pia the idea of falling back in love with yourself, unajua like unaanzaje kitu kai hiyo track 6 and total waste. Yeah, so overall this project, na feel it was an R&B project masquerading as rap, kwa sababu it was very
jini kuhusu mapenzi.
No, hata sio kuhusu mapenzi, hata vile ana rap technically ana rap ni kama ana rap sing, but like rap sing. I don't know if I've made sense, but like it's not, and then considering vile he's been in the like hata kama amedecide nini about love throughout, mbona ametitle Suits and Mics? Na feel there's a disconnect there, and then hata the writing ile ameandika, see, like it's not even technical enough ya una feel I'm not drawn back to the project because of the writing. I'm drawn back to the sound. The sound is very chill, it's moody, it's groovy, unajua, like I enjoy the sound, but na feel ali waste the sound sana, na kwanza kama ange explore the track 6 hivyo vingine, I think it would have been a better project.
No, na the project iko done na Mastermade Studios.
Big up to them mazee.
Studio julikana ina grow wings zake. People have been doing things over there. So Suits and Mics, which ina follow Mastermade Studios, which ina follow Kaya, as I mentioned tukianza hii review, ni a project, an EP kuhusu mapenzi, The sound ni hip hop and jazz, a touch of soul, kwa hiyo grown and sexy, the soul drums, and that is largely the sound. The idea pia now comes along through the different tracks, different songs about love, as exactly vile ulisema, ni narrative and story based in terms of the single songs on the EP, not in its entirety as far as a flow of thought is concerned, kuanzia mwanzo hadi mwisho, because easy, you make it easy to love you, falling in love with this person. Grown and sexy, setting tofauti, wako in a club, wako in town for one night only, let's keep it professional, I won't tell if you won't tell. Passion juice and gin, another song, another story, amefall in love na anasema how this person tastes to them. Then bedroom na sage, a romantic and intimate setting. Then kuna taratibu following that, kusema experience yake ya love, kusema nipeleke polepole, mini mwepesi wa mapenzi, kisha tunamaliza na the closing falling. So hakuna a narrative kuanzia mwanzo hadi mwisho, ni different songs telling different stories. And even kwa bedroom, it seems see the same person ama subject kwa the previous song. Passion juice and gin, it seems ni again now trying to convince and lure someone and woo someone else. With the sound, kulikuwa na an intention production wise, an intention focusing on the boom bap and jazz production. Alafu unaweza tell kulikuwa na a lot of live instrumentation added kupatia hizo beats feel tofauti. With the opening kuna hizo horns, and horns ilikuwa consistent kwa number of songs. The drums kwa Grown and Sexy tumeziongelea, that bring the soul feel. For Passion Juice and Jane, vile tu umesema, kulikuwa na those piano runs zilikuwa zina sound amazing sana, as well as the guitars too on the song. So alikuwa na an intention going into this with the production. The gripe I had ni for a number of songs, ama generally for the entire EP, kwangu hakukukuwa na a complete blend with the live and the programmed drums, whereby an instrumental will take you somewhere. For me, the keyboard runs and the instrumentation segments, kama ni the guitars kwa Passion Juice and Gin, were impeccable. Also kwa taratibu, kwa the hook, I think kulikuwa na an underlying keyboard ama a guitar that ilikuwa kwa the chorus ilifanya sound amazing. But generally, your complete gel, yeah, the programmed drums and even the choice of drums themselves, na the jazzy and the live instrumentation, sikufeel ilikuwa hapo. I do agree with you. One thing that this project lacks ni compelling writing. Nikiadisia tu vile sikufeel kulikuwa na complete gel with the production na the choice of drums, especially pia with the writing. Hakuna writing that draws you in, hakuna writing that brings you back to the project, hakuna writing that is compelling and builds easy stories na easy songs zile ameweka kwa hii EP. Though kulikuwa na line flani ya I want to find out the source of your sorcery, the using that sound and building upon that word ilikuwa notable. Lakini the writing in general, even the rhyme structures zilikuwa basic in a lot of instances na ili lack your compelling factor. Upande wa the mix, muko na shida na mixes a lot of the time, so this was also another time. Nimeongelea the production, yeah. Passion Juice and Gin, when you listen to the opening verse, kuna a lot of instrumentation going on. Creative, yes, but ilimswalo. Kwa verse 2, ako more prominent. When I listen to Bedroom, I wonder who mastered that song, because its master ilikuwa low compared na other tracks. That was very conspicuous to me. Sijui nini ili happen hapo. And hiyo inconsistency ya mastering kwa the EP comes out. The opening ya Grown and Sexy akisema hapo iko sawa, niongeze 2 bass after the 2 bars. That intro was unnecessary. It doesn't add anything to the verse, to the song.
Very.
Yes,
Also
then
very unnecessary.
ilikuwa necessary.
Mbona
Then nimesema alikuwa deliberate. Unaweza ona alikuwa na try kutie in falling na taratibu, because taratibu anaongelea live experiences zake na how anapenda na msa akisema anampenda ako anasema psych, and then the second verse pia kuna different character mwenye anaongelewa, but that idea ya loving differently na experiences zake vile zimemcreate. So unaweza tell alikuwa anajaribu kupreface the next song, which is falling, which is such an in-depth and exploratory song ama piece. This level ya kuenda introspective na kukuwa vulnerable si kitu ameoffer kwa the previous songs. Going into this as the final song, hakuna a build up that once we get to this song tunaona whatever anasema ametuambia kwa the previous songs, and therefore it makes sense as a culmination and as a final song. Inatokea and you ask yourself, hizi issues zote umemention hakuna place zimetokea previously, ndio tukiisikia ikuwe ni kama yes, this now makes perfect sense. All the things you've been mentioning as part of your experiences a love na how it intertwines na life yako makes sense for us to hear you tell us this as a summary ya vitu experience na how you fell back in love with yourself. It comes out of nowhere na haikupati a connection with the previous songs. I feel ingekuwa way better with just the keys, the programmed drums once again ziliharibu the feeling and the intensity for that song. Ingekuwa na prior build up ingekuwa so much better, ama as vile umesema hiyo ikuwe the opening and then now I pick a number of those issues, because aliongelea therapy, depression, aliongelea how have to fall in love again na creativity, all of these things angezipick na delve into them, ingekuwa more compelling na more potent. Equally, kama tu wewe sasa nikimaliza, mi sikufeel relevance ya the title Suits and Mics at all kwa this entire EP. If you are a Kenyan hip-hop fan na umefollow the scene for more than a decade or close to, unaweza kuwa unajua Suits and Mics, ama if you are those people who do some research na wanasomanga history ya vitu, even if you are a year or two into the art form. So Suits and Mics walianzisha a few years back, possibly the 2010s huko, early 2010s, na walikuwa wanaifanya na kina Point Blank and a number of artists, and the idea Suits and Mics was kubadilisha image ya Kenyan hip hop. Watu walikuwa na view as kitu raw na rugged, so they wanted to alter na ghetto that image, waipatie a more professional look na wa invite other people especially corporates waione vi different. So kuna number of shows walifanya, nakumbuka Michael Joseph Center na possibly other venues. So that was the idea and that was the name of the show, Suits and Mics. So I did not understand why Jemedari would call an EP Suits and Mics. At first nilikuwa nadhani hata ita get into Suits and Mics the event, now get into stories regarding the same. There is none of that, and hakuna connection ya Suits and Mics kwa hii EP at all. Maybe ni si tunaihata, possibly, but according to what I know Suits and Mics to be, si kuona vile ili tie into his story, though Irauka amesema an amazing idea, getting into creative pursuit, falling in love with yourself, kuenda therapy. Juu nilikuwa nafikiria the idea of Suits and Mics, unaweza break hiyo wall, hiyo ama hiyo fourth wall, as people say kwa film na videography. Now make more vulnerable, because kuna Suits and Mics, hii image ya the suit and the mic and the image that you portray to people, and now you are chipping it away na unatoa hizi layers, una get vulnerable, inge make sense.
Imagine angekuwa na sasa, kwa hiyo now the new EP that we are directing okay, bado inaitwa Suits and Mics, yeah, but akuwa na track kama naked and silent au tukayo, unajua, and then in explore, unajua doesn't have to be like that point blank, but una get like bila tu umesema hivyo, like we explore.
Ungesema no ama pun intended after kusema ingekuwa hivyo point blank.
All my puns are intended. Nimesema kaa nimesonga, mi ni ule msee.
You are him. uh,
He is me. Anyway.
uko na final thoughts?
Final comments ni anajua kuandika hooks like na he's a hook person. Like hooks zake zilikuwa unaweza ride nazo kwa the song.
Hapo umenikumbusha a point that I had kwa the delivery. I love when rappers choose to sing, so kuna parts where zilikuwa zina work lakini technically bado kuna work to be done with the singing. Kama umesikiza Suits and Mics ya Mr. Jemedari, ama unaweza niita Jemedia vile alisema kwa
ama Jemedi. Nisikipia kwa ni yake jita Jemedi.
Unaweza tuambia your thoughts kuhusu hii EP kwa comment section. Asante sana for watching. Consider ku like na kusubscribe. Asante sana mara ingine.